said, "For those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagle. They shall run but not weary. They shall walk and not faint." And I just think that this is very true, because those who wait for the Lord, they will be renewed. Even though in our weakness, we will be renewed with strength. We will be like eagle. We will run, not be weary, and we will walk, not faint. And so do not lose heart when we become weak. For God has a plan for us. Because our physical being may be weakened and wasted away, but our spiritual nature, our spiritual body, will be renewed and restored to its original state, righteous. And so that's the first thing that Paul tells us, that not to lose heart. The second thing Paul has for us, that do not lose heart because our frailness, because of our afflictions, in which Paul called, is nothing comparable to what God has planned for us in our future. Now, the suffering that we experience today is nothing to compare what we will receive in the future, in what God has planned for us. What Paul is saying here is that we do not lose heart or do not lose our focus. In this life, we will experience suffering, pain, but this is temporary. Paul said, this is just temporary, so do not lose your focus. Do not lose heart for what is eternal, because of the temporal. And what is eternal is our future glory. And so when you compare the two together, there is what we experience now is no comparisons for what we will see, what we will experience in the world to come, in our future. Even the scripture said that our affliction, our trials and temptation, our experience is our preparation for our future glory. God works through our afflictions to refine us to be ready for what is to come. James, in chapter 1, verse 1, actually verse 2, beginning verse 2, he said, "My brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials and any kind of any kind, trials of any kind, consider it nothing but joy, because you know that the testing of your faith produces endurance, and let endurance have its full effect, so that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing." And so our suffering, let it mature or let it endure, and after it takes all full effects, we may be mature and complete, lacking nothing. I mean, that is preparation, and we were ready for our future glory. My children are here, but I often tell my children that, you got to go to school, you got to study hard, you have to be patient. If there's no pain, there's no gain. And so, when there is no pain, no suffering, there will be no glory, no future glory. And so we are to be patient with what we experience today, and sometimes it may be so hard for us, and yet we are to keep our focus on what is ahead, our future glory, so that we do not lose heart, and we will stick to what we have believed, so that we will eventually receive what God has planned for us. I've been going to the gym,